You know, when I was talking about the last time about the laughter, there's one thing that I wanted to say was this, that in all of living creatures that God created, did you recognize it is only human being that can laugh? No other creature can laugh. And I believe that's one of the things that tells us about God's very nature, and we are made in the image of God. When I said this to my friends, they said, even the jackal and hyena laugh, I believe. You call that laugh? I don't know. But I'll tell you two things about the hyena laugh, okay? First thing, hyenas do not tell jokes. The second thing is, hyenas do not laugh for a joke. So you better laugh, otherwise. Okay, good. I want to tell you something about what Noble was saying about my childhood. I had a very difficult childhood, and I'm sure many of you can identify with that. And many years passed, but I did not pass in school life. I remember I was very good in one subject, and my teacher said this to me when I was in school. Vasu is very weak in any other subject, but in space work is very good, because most of the time I was in space anyway. I had problem in languages. I had problem in Hindi, I had problem in Tamil, I had problem in Kannada, then I had French. And French was Greek to me anyway. So, but it was very difficult. So, but I'll tell you how I passed my French finally in my 10th standard, okay? I passed it by a dream and a sleep and a dream. It has happened this way. Next day was French exam for me in the 10th standard. And here I was sitting there and studying at 2 o'clock. And I dozed off. And in my sleep, I saw a particular portion of French translation. I got up, I studied it. Guess what happened? I went next day for the morning exam, exact word to word for translation. Hallelujah! That's a good hallelujah to say. But as I told you, I had a lot of difficulties in school life. And when I was about 13 years old, I was 13 years old, and I had just failed my 3rd standard. When I was 19 years old, I was 16 years old, I failed my 6th standard. When I was 19 years old, I failed my 9th standard. That's all. Now, when I was in school, and I was already, some of this had grown already, so I was in school. And it was sports day. And they announced, they said they were going to have sports. I said, well, I'm going to participate in sports. Anyway, so here I was. I participated in shot put. And I participated, and I was excited. I won. So they announced, Vasu, and I go straight to the victory stand, you know. And I stand there. They give me a medal and a certificate. I got the 3rd prize. There were only 3 people participating in the sport. And I was extremely proud. And here I was with the certificate, holding my certificate like that, and in the bus, and I'm holding it like this, and I'm sitting, you know. I'm sitting like this and going back home, very happy to show it to my father and my brothers and sisters. Sitting there. And there's a parent sitting next to me, you know. He looks at me like that. He looks at my mustache. He looks at my certificate. He also came for sports day, actually. Is that your son's certificate, sir? I said, try again. Is that your brother, sir? I said, no, it's mine. He never spoke a word after that. But I'll tell you one thing, the gospel came into my life, Christ came into my life. And Paul says, the gospel is the power of God. It changed my life. Even though I had this horrible childhood, I liked, you know, if somebody gave me an IQ test at that time, you know, the IQ test, you know, at this age you must do this, at this age you must do that, at this age you must do that. That's a whole bunch of garbage. Because that, you cannot take somebody created by the very image of God and put him in a test and just put him in boxes. Parents, please don't put your children into boxes. Don't do that. You know, I remember my father, I mean, just imagine my father receiving the report card, okay? Vasu, they even set a report card, English, 5 out of 100. Mathematics, 4 out of 100. Hindi, 2 out of 100. Kannada, 0. And you know what? My father would try to, he'll put this, Vasu, when I think about your future, when I think of your future, my chest is paining. Please get me hot water. I mean, I don't blame him. That's how it was. But I want to say this to parents. I want you to stop nagging your children and believe and love them. That can transform them. Just 3 years ago, I was in America, and in a secular university, I gave a lecture in counseling. Yesterday, I was in News 9, part of the channel, for the panel to be there. And I want to say this. God has a great sense of humor, I finally, okay, let me say this. I now have a PhD, passed high school with difficulty. Today, I was supposed to chair a meeting. I'm the board of a school which has 2,500 students. I am the president. Today I said, I'm not able to come. Please, somebody else do it. Only God, Jesus Christ, can do that. Thank you.